Greetings, everyone, and welcome. It is April the 9th, and as you can see by the thumbnail, this just happened. What? Tucker Carlson bowing down, kissing the ring of Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin, and at the same time, throwing Ukraine into the trash bin and destroying his own homeland, the United States, sitting tonight with Alex Jones. Now, what is interesting is I didn't even know this was playing live, premiered in the United States right now as I'm recording. I actually saw this video a couple of hours ago on Russian media. That's where I saw it. And then I said, okay, is this old? Is this new? What is going on? And then I discovered that it's playing right now as I am recording this video. But I'm here to tell you, Russia and Russian propagandists already had it, because Tucker Carlson is praising Russia and smashing his own native homeland, America. And of course, his disdain for Ukraine is very obvious and evident. So I want to play to you just a clip of what is being played, not only around the world, but first was being played inside Russia. It's absolutely crazy. Now, we know right off the bat that Tucker Carlson has the ear of Donald Trump. You have seen the pictures, you have seen the videos, you have seen the interviews. We know that Trump is influenced by those that are around him, and that is why he makes such erratic decisions, because I guess it's just however he feels or whatever he hears. We see today, even with the change of the tariffs throughout the world and the destabilization economically that's happening, it's obvious to see that Trump listens to those that are around him and will change whichever the way the wind is blowing. Now, Tucker Carlson is speaking with Alex Jones. That tells you all that you need to know. He states things like this: fact, we have lost the war with Russia, referring to the United States. He states the U.S. ran the war in Ukraine, but it was never about Ukraine because Washington doesn't care about Ukraine, nor the hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians that are lost. He goes on to say Ukraine will be populated by third world nations, and we have basically eliminated Ukraine. And in case you were wondering, this is actually a spiritual war between the United States and Russia. Guys, you have to hear this to believe it. And I remind you, I was watching this on Russian television, not American. And then I discovered it's playing right now. So here it is. Listen for yourself.
So one thing one fact I don't think has penetrated the brains of policymakers in Washington is that we just lost a war with Russia. The U.S. was running that war, the U.S. military, the Pentagon, State Department, CIA, running the war against Russia. It was never about Ukraine. No one in Washington cares about Ukraine or the hundreds of thousands of Ukrainian men destroyed. The fact it'll be populated by third worlders. I mean, Ukraine, we just eliminated Ukraine. Nobody cares. This was a war against Russia. They hate Russia for a lot of reasons, mostly spiritual. But we lost. And my concern is, because nobody will say that out loud, that we're overstating our power. And in the same way that you sometimes see like divorced 60-year-old guys hitting on young women and don't realize that the young women think this is like absurd. You're like an old man. Why, you really think I'm going to sleep with you? But the 60-year-old guy hasn't readjusted to the reality of his present condition. He still thinks he's 25. Do you see what I'm saying? And he humiliates himself. That can happen at the level of nations where, you think you can affect outcomes that you actually don't have the power to bring about. And so that's called hubris, and that's how empires get destroyed and populations vaporized. And I'm really afraid of that. Like, we should know that we were not able to win a conventional war against Russia, period. So like, what does that say about our power? And maybe we should readjust our expectations a little bit. I don't want that to be true, by the way. I'm American. I'm not leaving. My family's buried here. But like, don't you think that we run the risk of thinking we're capable of things that we're not capable of doing?
I mean, really, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not leaving here. My family's buried here. You can hear him talking. You can hear him speaking. And everything that I laid out for you in those bullet points, you literally heard come out of his mouth. Pure evil. He talks about hubris. He is the definition of hubris. So, if you're not leaving, maybe, Tucker, you should consider leaving. In fact, I've got a good group of guys that you can go with. Probably the world tour here with Tucker and Putin and Xi there, I love MAGA. Trump in his Slava Ukraina shirt. And Tucker, I guess, go ahead and enjoy yourself back in the USSR, since the world has fallen at the feet of Putin, and America has lost the war with Russia, and Ukraine no longer exists. You can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. The truth is, it's being played right now in Russia, Russian television, and they are eating it up. Share this message. Thank you for commenting. What are your thoughts on this? I kind of like that picture right there. You guys have a great evening. It has been a full day. We'll be back at you later.